Welcome back. Today I'm going to listen to Freedom by Band-Maid, and then I'm going to watch the official live video for Freedom. If you haven't been following along, what I've been doing is I started at the very beginning of Band-Maid's catalog and I listened to all the songs on their first album, Made in Japan. Then I listened to their single, Love, Passion, Matador, which included their famous song, Thrill. Then I listened to the entire album, New Beginning. And I've been going through Brand New Maid. In my last video, I tried to do 5 songs all at once, and that took way too long, especially when I went to edit the video. So today I'm just going to do Freedom. But before I go any further, I need to make a disclaimer. There should be a note that's popped up on the bottom of the screen here. I am going to pause and talk about what I heard, and then during the video, I'm going to pause and talk about what I saw. And that's the whole point of this video, and in fact, this channel. The whole point of this channel is for me to talk about whatever I want to. If that bothers you, there are plenty of other reactions available where somebody just nods their head while the entire song or video plays. And if you don't want to hear somebody talking about it or pausing, then this isn't the channel for you. Now that that's out of the way, I want to say that Freedom holds a special place in my heart because it was one of the very first Band-Maid songs that I heard. But it's been a long time since I've heard it. I have put off listening to any future Band-Maid stuff, or should I say current Band-Maid music, as I've been going through this chronological journey. So I've only been listening to the music that's on these albums and singles that I've reacted to so far. So I'm excited to get to Freedom. All right, I did find an audio version of Freedom here on Band-Maid's official channel. You can see there that it says it's their official channel. I'm just going to go ahead and like it because I know I like this song. I have heard it before. Let's go. That has a really familiar sound to me. It does sound like some rock and roll that I enjoyed back in the 80s. And I just realized that I didn't look at the lyrics before I started, but I'm going to do that right now. The album that I bought did come with a copy of the translation of the English lyrics. That comes in handy. And with the Japanese lyrics, it says that Freedom, the lyrics were written by Miku Kabato. So as far as I know, this is the second song that at least part of it was written by Band-Maid. The first was Yuragu, and the second one is Freedom. I don't know what order they recorded them. I just know what order they are on the album. But anyway, the English lyrics to Freedom say, nodding your head, agreeing to this and that, friendliness, charm. I know it all. If there's nothing in it for you, I can't see, I don't know. Bye, bye, bye. Just checking for the look on people's faces, living while hiding. Your true feelings, not cool. Enjoy this one-time story. Get out of my way, my way, my way. Take hold of your urges. Back off. Go away, go away, go away. Love like you feel. Those moments you can't rest. Struggle to break them. Put them back together and live like to be a freedom. If I had to guess, I would say there were some minor translation issues there, but I think we get the point. And if not, if we all got different points, that's okay too. Art is like that. I'm going to back up a few seconds to catch the shift into the vocals, and let's keep going.
れもそれもうなずけどいい愛想愛嬌愛の知ったかぶり都合悪けりゃ見えない知らないバイバイバイ人の顔ばかり伺って感情隠し生きてたってなく楽しめよ一度のストーリー
I am going to pause it right there. I know they're going into the chorus. I'll back up a few seconds. One thing that strikes me about this song compared to the last several that we listened to is that Psyche appears to be, in the verse, singing very close to the low end of her range. Another thing is that the music behind her voice is, don't take this the wrong way, but it's needlessly complex. And what I mean by that is that so many bands do the simplest possible thing behind the vocals, just enough to carry the melody, just enough to add, to tell you what the chords are and what the rhythm is. But whoever composed and arranged the music for this song made it where it would work and sound like an instrumental if you just pulled the vocals. And I've noticed that about a lot of Band-Maid songs, that the music doesn't simplify most of the time while the vocalist is singing. And I like that. I enjoy that quite a bit. Let's keep going. Okay, she definitely went higher in pitch during the chorus. Also, I noticed just so many things there. The drum beat changed entirely, at least as far as I can tell, between the first verse and the chorus. There was a kind of little, I don't even know what you call that because I'm not a musician or a singer or anything like that. I'm just a fan of rock and roll, specifically Band-Maid, and everything was just meshing together perfectly, which seems to be something that I always say. It's just impressive, and I wish I had a better vocabulary to describe what I'm feeling when I hear this. Sorry, I just had to smile there because I can't help but remember the video that I saw where I believe Konami sits down and watches as Miku sings that part of the second verse. Let's keep going. I have a feeling we're going into the guitar solo, and I'm pretty sure this part is different than I remember from the video. I think in the video they broke it open a little bit more for the instrumentalist to play. But yeah, again, I noticed during the chorus that specific drum pattern, and again, don't know what it's called, but it's a little bit of sounds like the opening and closing of is that the hi-hat? Just kind of a soft sh in between the beat there. And then, of course, that's being accented with other adventures on the drums. I noticed notes on the guitars and the basses sliding around and just being beautiful in the background, proving that rock and roll doesn't just have to be noise, which is what all the older folks said when I was a kid, at least the ones that I knew. It was just a bunch of noise, but this is just gorgeous composition here. Same riff from the beginning. One difference I noticed from the beginning, at least it seemed to me that the bass guitar was more prevalent in the outro there, or at least maybe it was playing more. But otherwise, I like that the outro echoed the intro, kind of brought you back to that place. The guitar solo was just beautiful, gorgeous, as we've come to expect from Band-Maid. And then during the part where the instruments dropped out just a little bit, where that section there after the solo, when they came back in, I almost teared up. And that just reminded me so much of some of the best hard rock songs that I've ever heard. The grinding sound is the best that I can describe it. That's on that guitar sounds like an engine revving up just for a second until it becomes melodic again. I had been looking for a long time for another band to sound like this, for music to sound this good again. And if you missed it, in one of my previous videos, I described why I listened to the audio first before I watched the video, and that's because most of the time when I'm listening to music for my own purposes, it's just audio, because I just have the earbuds in, I have the music on my phone, but my phone's in my pocket. And so when I first hear a song, I want to listen to the audio before I see the videos to make sure that this is audio that I want to listen to, and I can say without a doubt, this is audio that I want to listen to. Well, let's go ahead and go to the official live video, which I've pulled up here. You can see that I have liked it, which tells you that I have watched it before. As I said, it was one of the very first Band-Maid songs that I heard. Either the second or the third, I don't remember for sure. I'm not counting the songs they played in the movie Kate, because I hadn't heard of Band-Maid then. Even though I watched the movie, I thought it was interesting, but that scene went by pretty quickly. And then later I saw Dice. Dice was the first song that I listened to that I knew was Band-Maid, and it was on a reaction channel. And then the next one was on that same reaction channel, and it was either Play or Freedom. I'll just say that when I first heard this, Akane was my favorite member of this band from the very beginning. And part of it was because of this song right here. Dice, I didn't see that much of each person's face or personality. You just kind of saw the music video. But then when I got to this song, I noticed how happy Akane seemed to be at the back. And that caught my attention right away. Every time that she's glimpsed in the video, or almost every time, she's just having a ball. And in this video specifically, watching the interaction between Konami and Miku, and I didn't know any of their names at the time, but they seemed to be having so much fun with each other. They seemed to genuinely like each other, genuinely enjoy performing with one another. And of course, these are the three right here, pictured here, that are wearing the both white and black maid outfits, whereas by this time, Saiki and Misa both have switched to all black outfits. So these three more truly represent the name of the band, Band-Maid. But anyway, I just wanted to point out that because of this video, that Akane was my very first favorite member of Band-Maid. I do feel like the bass is lifted a little bit in this mix. I don't mean in pitch, but in volume. But it might just be because the video draws your attention to it more than in the audio. But I definitely have been noticing the bass throughout the video, but I also realized that each time I noticed it, they had just put Misa there on the screen, and this was no exception. And as much as I enjoy the smiling between Akane and Miku and Konami smiling and laughing at each other, I also enjoy how serious that some of them can be, and sometimes all of them can have very serious expressions, because they're not just enjoying this. This is work, this is their job, and they take it seriously, and I appreciate that. When you hire someone to fix something in your home, or you have a contractor, or you take your car in or whatever, and if that guy's just cracking jokes the whole time, at least for me, I'm always just a little worried maybe he's not paying enough attention. You want that guy to be, fun and friendly, but you also want him to take it seriously. And in between all their smiles and laughter, I can tell all the time that Band-Maid is taking it seriously. Sorry, I choked up just a little bit again, and hopefully I'm not weeping in front of you here, but as much as I said it a minute ago about Misa's serious expression, I appreciate this just as much. And this isn't a smile put on for the audience because it's her job to smile for the audience. This is just a genuine interaction between these three members of the band that the audience might not even be able to see. In fact, I'm positive they can't see Saiki's face from behind her, and they're just enjoying this moment. And that is so fun. And just a few seconds later, you can see that Miku's smiling too, and I have no doubt that Konami is also smiling looking at a cross there. Even though, again, from the audience's perspective, you can't see Psyche's face or Konami's face here. So they're not smiling for us, they're smiling because they're having a good time. Of course, I am going to go back and watch and listen to that again. There's just so much that I want to say about that, but you've probably heard most of it from other reactors. One thing I didn't notice the first time I saw this video, but I noticed after reading a bunch of comments, is how the other members of the band knelt down and got out of the way when Akane's solo started. In this one, the first one I saw go down was Misa, because she's over on the right now, but you saw the others sink down to either sitting or kneeling, squatting positions, because depending on how high the drums are lifted above the stage, a lot of the audience might not be able to see, you know, if there's other band members standing between her and us. And so you have to appreciate that. One thing I definitely caught here, and I don't remember if I've heard anybody else mention this, was as the camera panned across behind Miku and Konami, who were in the dark by then, but they had already gone down. But I saw Miku do a cheer, basically. Miku was cheering on her bandmate. And for some reason, that really touched me. But I remember specifically this moment, and so this might have been the second one that I heard, when I saw that drum solo. And then as they transitioned out into the rest of the song, and I realized that it wasn't just a free-for-all drum solo, that it was part of the song. That even if it wasn't originally written into the song, they fitted it in so that the rhythm never broke away from the song, and that when the drum solo ends, the song resumes perfectly on tempo. And it doesn't bother me if they're playing to a click to keep that, happening. That's fine. That's one of the wonders of technology. The fact that this was intended to go back into the song, it was impressive. But it was this section right here that really impressed me, that unlike in a music video, which all I had seen before, where anyone could have been playing the song and they could have just been holding instruments, in this one, they're clearly talented musicians. And this is the one that I stopped and said to my wife and children, well, you've got to see this. Because sometimes when you see something that's really impressive, you can't just appreciate it. I mean, you can, but it's so much more fun if you can appreciate it to someone else. and that's what I did here. I think I had my tablet and pull out my earbuds and show, like, look at this. And I probably have seen a drummer play a little flourish like that with that much emotion, but I don't remember it. When I saw that, I thought, this is the first time I've ever seen a drummer have that much fun playing the drums. So I've backed it up to what I believe is right before that, and let's just do it again. Wow, that was a lot of fun. And as many people have noted about Band-Maid, one reason that I like them is because while I'm listening to one of their songs, I can't help smiling, especially when I'm watching one of their videos. And it leaves me with a good feeling that lasts for a while. I can walk away from this and I'm just kind of floating for a little bit. One other thing that I realized while watching this is the first time that I noticed it during, and I know I've seen this video multiple times, is that one way to tell when it's not a pretend live video compared to an actual video taken from an actual show is here I saw a couple of things, especially near the end. For example, Misa and Konami had switched sides and they went back. They were walking back during those final few measures to their original positions, and just for a second we saw Konami look down, and I couldn't see her foot, but I assume she was tapping the pedal or getting ready to tap the pedal to switch the effect for the next song, or maybe looking down to read the set list. Little things like that nobody's going to think to put in for a quote-unquote live video. When you're making a music video but you want it to look live, nobody would put little things like that in there. It would be unnecessary and probably distracting. But I definitely love the fact that, their professionalism, that no matter how much fun they had during that moment, they know that the job is not done yet, and they are going just in those last few seconds, going to set up, getting ready for the next song, because nobody wants to wait 30 seconds while everybody gets rearranged and then the next song starts. They're going to be ready to play the next song within seconds after this, or possibly, just fade into it. But anyway, yeah, I am so glad that I came back to this one. As I said, it holds a special place in my heart, that both the video and just the audio. There are definitely a couple of songs in which I disagree with some of the Band-Maid fans who say live is always better. There are definitely a few where I prefer the studio track or an official music video as opposed to their live video. But this isn't one of those. This is one of those where I agree with everybody. The live video here is just tons better than the studio track. And I don't necessarily mean the mix or, slight changes in sound or whatever. I just mean the fact that, they added the drum solo, extended that little period, by so many seconds, but also just because of their interactions and the sheer joy that they're having and exhibiting makes this just such a memorable moment in anyone's Band-Maid journey that now, when I'm mowing or driving or whatever and Freedom comes on in my earbuds, I can't help but see what happened in the video because it's burned into my mind, and I'm smiling while I'm listening to just the audio, remembering what I saw in the video. And especially at those specific moments, like earlier when I said I remembered the spot where Konami sits down and looks up at Miku, who's singing her part of the second verse. I see that every time I hear the audio, and even though the drum solo isn't in the audio part, the studio track, whenever it gets to the part that goes directly into the guitar solo, I remember that there was a drum solo there, and I can't help but remember how severely Akane is smiling, and it's just so wonderful to see people have that good of a time having good, clean fun. In my next video, I hope to get to the next song, which will be Before Yesterday, but thank you for sticking with me for this one. I appreciate it. I'll see you next time.